everyone, Sahara Reporters has this breaking news that bandits reportedly attacked Zamfara community, kidnapped over 100 villagers. People are being kidnapped left, right, and center. And Tinubu's illegitimate government thinks the solution to all of this is to continue to lie and do propaganda. Yes, you might use lies and propaganda to rig election during before election is done, during campaign and all of that. But when it comes to governance, lies and propaganda, they do not work at all, especially when it comes to the lives and properties of the people. I've always said it before, and I'm going to repeat it once again here, that any government that cannot protect the lives and properties of its people, it's not fit to be called a government, especially an illegitimate government that rigged its way into office. I know there are a lot of people who have issues with me saying this Tinubu's government is an illegitimate government and it's not my president. I mean, some of the people, the personal attack they come with, I'm like, what is your business? What is your problem? If you want to accept Tinubu as your president, go ahead. You should not worry about me. You should be enough. Instead of commander-in-chief, what we have is a certificate forger-in-chief. And I tell you, the terrorists know about this very well. The impunity with which they are attacking our people. Even in Abuja, people are not safe. But what the illegitimate government seem to focus on, it's more on media blackout, where there are no stories coming out of here. If not for media, I just wonder where, if not for social media rather, I just wonder where we would be at in this country with the kind of media blanket that has been put on this thing. It was gathered that among the victims was the chief imam of the community, who was reportedly recently freed following a previous kidnapping ordeal and recovering from a leg injury. Just imagine what it is. You have spent time with the terrorists. They've kidnapped you. You've been terrified. Your people probably had to pay ransom, and you just came out. You're injured. You've not healed again, and they come in and take you. And this is the chief imam of that village. If prayers can solve all of this problem, this person wouldn't be going through this all day, because I'm very sure this person is quite prayerful. One of the things that we do not understand is that God cannot do for us what he has given us the capacity for us to do for ourselves. And until and unless people stand up and fight for their rights and fight for their well-being, nothing is going to be done. You have to insist that the person for whom you gave up your sovereignty, that is in control of certain machineries, has to be compelled to do the needful and ensure that the people are protected. Recently also, I saw the Sultan of Sokoto coming out to tell people that they should pray. And I wonder that you should not hold these rulers, leaders accountable. You should pray for them. Did they pray to win election? Or did they ask us for our votes? Why didn't everybody sit at home and then they pray their way into Aso Villa? As long as they didn't pray their way into Aso Villa, they came out and they campaigned and asked people for vote for them. And where they weren't voted for, some of them rigged the election. Then you can't sit at home and use prayers, to keep the people tethered and chained as slaves, so that you and the other political class will continue to go about your business the way that you want to. In the same breath, I didn't hear, probably you heard, the Sultan of Sokoto speaking about the children that were abducted by Tinubu's illegitimate government and were held for over 3 months before they were forced to be released due to the outcry, the global outcry that came about. But indeed, when it comes to protest, they are always the first to tell us not to do that. Armed bandits on rampage have reportedly attacked Wanke village near Gusau, Zamfara State capital, and kidnapped over 100 villagers, including women, children, and the elderly. It was gathered that among the kidnapped victims was the chief imam of the community, who was reportedly recently freed following a previous kidnapping ordeal and was recovering from a leg injury. In an interview with the BBC Hausa service, a survivor who repeatedly described the panic and chaos that gripped the affected communities said many residents fled to Gusau, the state capital, for fear of further attack. For some of you that might not get it. Kuso is also one of the food basket towns, or let me say Zamfara is also one of the food basket states of Nigeria. And so when the people who are in the villages, the rural area, are being attacked and driven away from their houses, guess what will happen? They won't go to the farm. The farming that they would normally have done that would contribute to the feeding of the nation would not be done, and that will also lead to high cost of food items, because a lot of people seem not to understand the relationship between the terrorism that is going on and themselves. People feel that, oh, it's in a faraway place, it doesn't affect us, but it does affect you in many places. So these people that have been displaced, those that were farmers have been displaced, they won't be on farm. And even those that still stay on to farm have these terrorists coming out to demand taxes for them before they will allow them, to harvest. The survivor, according to Sahara reporters, was quoted as saying, in Sabon Layi, over 50 people were abducted, and in Dogon Hayi, another 50 or more was taken. The survivor added that the exact number of captives remain unclear due to the confusion and mass escape of the villagers who fled for safety. And at this moment, I think I need to ask, what's his name now? Nuhu Ribadu, where are you? He's supposed to be national security advisor, but he seems to have advice on anything other than the security that he's actually supposed to advise on. All of a sudden, the national security advisor is embarking on a prayer mission with Remi Tinubu, former senator of Nigeria. And so for them, prayer is the solution to this whole thing. And you wonder, why did you not pray your way into office? Why did you have to rig your way into office? But again and again and again, like I always say, they abuse our sensibilities because we do allow them. Going back to the article written by Sahara reporters, the attackers chased us like prey, the survivors said. They pursued people on motorbikes, tracked down animals in their houses, and kidnapped them. Some were caught while trying to escape and were dragged into the bush, the survivor added. The bandits were said to have targeted several villages, including Gira, Ruwan Kusa, Dogon Hayi, and Gidan Kadu. They also stole motorcycles, farm produce, and personal belongings such as smartphones, and looted shops for food items. Local residents reportedly alerted officials in Wanke about the attacks, but no official response has been forthcoming. The survivor expressed the despair of the community, which has endured this brutal assault for nearly 9 years. There are no animals left here, he said. When night falls, 5 years set in, and it has become too dangerous to stay in these communities overnight. As of the time of filing this report, there has been no official statement from state authorities or the police regarding this attack. Police, those ones that are livered. It is when it comes to peaceful protesters that our police will do show of force, but when it comes to bandits, they are nowhere to be found. Sahara reporters tried to get the comment of the police command in the state, but efforts made to reach the police public relations officer in the state, Yazid Abubakar, failed as his mobile line could not be reached when it was called. I say once again to the National Security Advisor, in quotes, where are you?